Class of 2020, ladies and gentlemen, graduates, I present your commencement speaker, Mr. Gregory Gorey.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yep.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It is such an honor to speak to you once again as you embark on the next chapters of your lives. The challenge for all commencement speakers this year, let's face it, it's been an oddly uneventful year. Well, with the exception of this one little coronavirus thing, and with the exception of that one term that you probably never want to hear again for the rest of your natural-born lives, social distancing. Oh, and new normal, and quarantine, and unprecedented, and trying times, and distance learning, and Fauci, and COVID, and lockdown. It's easier said than done, but sometimes the best route to take is to accentuate the positive. Instead of being drafted and sent off to war, you've been forced to stay home and watch Tiger King. Instead of cramming into a makeshift elevator and being lowered into a dangerous coal mine so your F-150 won't get repossessed, you've had to get your Supreme hat sent directly to your door without the pleasure of a trip to your local Lids. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not downplaying the last several months. Yes, they have sucked. They have sucked more than a call girl during Fleet Week.
Wow.
You have felt more trapped than an aspiring drag queen in Salt Lake City. In the past few months, we have all felt more hopeless than, well, the Woody Show at Weight Watchers or, Jeffrey Epstein.
Nice.
Again, sometimes the best route to take is to accentuate the positive. With remote learning over the last few months, you were able to avoid that weird physics teacher who always reeks of coffee and Swisher Sweets. You didn't get sucked into a verbal vortex with that overly strict English teacher who has hatred for the verb to be and also force you to read Shakespeare plays in your spare time, which, let's face it, that's a fate worse than gonorrhea. Someday, you're going to look back and you're going to be glad that you were able to distance yourself from Bruce, the class bully who always mocked your outfits and your music choices. And should you go to future reunions, you'll see that Bruce is twice divorced. He can barely pay his rent as the goldfish manager at the local pet shop, and he has an older bully brother who's in prison. So accentuate the positive. They say that real-life experience is the best classroom, and you have witnessed it. Albeit from your TV or your computer screen, but you have witnessed real-life adults scrambling to make sense of a virus that's not fully understood because it's so new. So in response, these real-life adults have kept you from taking a hike on a trail, but they urged you to go to Walmart. You have witnessed real-life adult professionals arrest and fine business owners for keeping their doors open while opening jail cells to set car thieves and sex offenders free. You would not have dreamt of learning that kind of fiction in creative writing class. Now, if real life is indeed the best classroom, consider yourself lucky for getting a front row seat. You've gotten science lessons just by going to the grocery store. You've learned that microscopic air particles can literally travel over an entire aisle, but somehow they cannot travel around a flimsy piece of 2-foot wide plexiglass that's now hanging between you and the cashier. And you've learned that social distancing works only when you're 6 feet in front of or behind somebody else, but matters not when you're back to back with the cashier behind you. You've gotten some great lessons in civics without even having to go to class. I mean, without the past few months, how would you know that politicians care so deeply about public health, but don't care that there's a pile of garbage and human feces at every highway off-ramp and underpass? Because human feces, rats, and roaches are apparently healthy. See, that's the mindset you're going to see as you embark on what we call real life. You've gotten great lessons in economics. We all learned that during a pandemic, car companies, clothing companies, furniture stores, they don't care about making great sedans and jeans and couches. No, they care about people. They say, we're not in the car business. We're in the people business. But trust me, because I've been there. When you go out and you buy your first vacuum, you want the company who makes it to be in the sucking up dirt business. You won't care if they care about you as a person. So let that be a lesson to you. In grammar, that's what we call pandering. Do your darndest in life not to pander. If you grow up to be a barber or a barista, be the best barber or best barista that you can be. Don't pander when there's a pandemic that rolls around by saying, I'm not in the coffee business. I'm in the people business. Make my mocha. And on that grammar topic, whether it was in class or during distance learning, you were more than likely admonished for misusing the word literally. Lots of people do. Oh, if I get a zit on prom night, I'm literally going to cut my nose off. Or, if Ravi doesn't say hi to me in the hall, I'm literally going to cry. Or if the kids on swim team see my unimpressive bulge in my Speedo, I'm literally going to die. Well, this is your chance to turn the tables on teachers, advertisers, politicians, economists, and scientists who say about these unprecedented times, we're in this together. Because no, we're literally not. We're literally so not together. Social distancing is literally the opposite of togetherness. Staying home alone is literally being in this apart. Now, the point is, graduates, accentuate the positive. You could have spent the last few months with cigarette breaths, Shakespeare-obsessed professors and bullies who laugh at you in a Speedo, but instead, you binged Ozark and you witnessed history. And hopefully, you learned to save your money and create a budget because jobs are uncertain, economies can tank, and toilet paper does not pay for itself. So congrats, class of 2020. You did it. Always remember, if you finish last in your league, they call you a loser. But if you finish last in medical school, they call you doctor. And in the words of Menace, life is not a race. It's a marathon. Congrats, graduates.
Yes.
It's not a race, it's a marathon.
As always, an amazing job. Greg,
All right,
ladies and
Greg
gentlemen,
Gorey.
I really feel like you outdid yourself.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah.
There's kind of a one-topic thing these days.
Yeah. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because we're being corrected on the text. You cannot get a Supreme hat at Lids, correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yeah, correct. See, she shows what you know.
All right.
That's the big takeaway, guys.
There's the stupid speech.
Yeah.
If that's what you took away from the speech, there are bigger problems.
Yeah.
All right, we got some more Woody Show for you next. Hang on.
We're going to take a little bit of a break. In the meantime, please lower your standards. The Woody Show.